Hello children, welcome back to yet another chapter of your social study. So all of you take out your book, prescribed textbook, social studies, and we are going to learn about chapter 13, natural disasters. Natural disasters. Disasters means trouble, pain. Disaster is unpleasant happenings, and it is when the unpleasant happenings is natural, then it is really very much pathetic. Now let us read about various natural disasters. The natural disasters include earthquakes, volcanoes, floods, droughts, cyclones, and we will discuss all these things one by one. Be attentive and listen to the video and go through your chapters simultaneously, carefully and peacefully. Children, we are going to read about natural disasters in this chapter. Natural disaster. Disaster is always synonymous with pain, trouble and problems. Natural disaster here means the disasters which is caused by our mother nature. This is the result of interference, what human beings interfere with nature. When we human beings interfere with nature, natural disasters occur. Natural disasters comprises of earthquakes, volcanoes, floods and cyclones. So, in the proceeding part of the video, I will be telling you about all these things. Just to give you a short knowledge, I'll tell you that earthquake means shaking of the earth or the trembling of the earth, which causes a lot of when as the earth shakes, the structures, man-made structures and natural structures, it crumbles down. Whether it is buildings, whether it is monuments, palaces, everything crumbles down and valuable lives are crushed in that. Coming to the next is volcano. Volcano is a vent on the ground, a hole, a passage in the ground through which the molten lava, molten magma which is inside the earth, it spills out on the earth, on the ground, and then what happens is that it spews fumes, smoke, ashes and gaseous, very much poisonous gases and molten minerals and all, and sometimes it may occur for a week or 15 days, a fortnight or a month, but sometimes it may be continuously spewing all these materials for months together. Sometimes 2-3 years back, a volcano somewhere erupted and it made the European countries disconnect with other parts of the world for over a month, because that volcanic ashes and all and the cloud of smoke and all, when it made nearly the aviation or the aeroplanes to move, nearly it stopped moving of aeroplanes. Next is floods. Whenever you imagine floods, especially when you see in television, you will see that floods are always a grim picture to look at. People submerged in water, animal houses just submerged in water, and one relevant picture what comes to my mind is the relief material which is thrown from the helicopters, and the authorities, the government authorities, they are packing the relief materials and making them to reach to far-flung areas. Mostly people, they are on the rooftops asking for the helicopter pilots to help them to evacuate from the submerged lands and all. So mostly the northern parts of India, mostly during monsoon season, they get submerged, and it causes a lot of destruction to man and property. Coming to drought. Drought is it's partially man-made condition and partially it is natural, because we ruthlessly cut trees which causes rain and which holds the water in the soil. But drought is absence of rain when we don't get enough rain for cultivation and all, and the cultivation stops, that situation is known as famine, which I will be attaching a video and I will be narrating what is in your book in the later part of the video. And then coming to the cyclones, which we are very frequently acquainted with. Cyclones are the speedy or super speed gusts of wind associated along with water, which just which create a lot of destruction. They uproot heavy trees, and cyclones are very much destructive. And the landfall, when it makes, mostly it makes landfall in the eastern coast, mostly Gopalpur, Vishakhapatnam and all. And this area is too much prone to the cyclones. Cyclones are mostly we in the Orissa region and Andhra Pradesh region and this eastern belt, we have rains by cyclone and all. And while I'm shooting this video for you, we are experiencing incessant rain due to cyclone. So in the later part of the video, I hope you will understand. I have even given board explanation also, so that you can easily understand the chapter, and I will give you a detailed video narration. So please children, listen to the video and see the video attentively, and simultaneously go through your textbook and you will find everything. When you switch on the television or read the newspaper, you may sometimes come across news about devastations in some part of the world. You would have come across terms such as earthquakes, volcanoes, floods, etc. These are natural disasters. Mass destruction or damage to life and property due to natural causes is called a natural disaster. Natural disasters happen all over the world and cause widespread devastation to human and animal lives and the environment. Natural disasters are caused by nature, and there is nothing that we can do to prevent them from happening. Many different causes lead to natural disasters. Awareness of these causes will make us better prepared when these disasters occur. So children, in this video, let us be aware of some of the natural disasters and how they occur. earthquakes. Earthquakes are, just understand what I am going to explain. Earthquake means earth, land. Quake means trembling. Shaking means quakes. When it is earthquake, it does not shake like a table or chair, so we never know. But we here in Bhavani Patna have also experienced earthquakes many times. Though we don't get it in a large scale, or though the intensity of the earthquake is not very high, so we never know it. Now earthquakes is, just try to understand the concept. Earthquakes are of two types. Earthquakes are of two types. One is volcanic earthquake and one is tectonic earthquake. Means, first let us know about volcanic earthquake. You must have seen your mummies. They are when they are boiling the water in a vessel, and they cover the vessel with a lid. As the water boils, the lid on the vessel begins to dance or tremble. Same is the case in the volcanic earthquake. The interior of the earth is molten, and what happens is, when this molten lava or when this molten magma, it wants to come out, it pushes the earth, and this pushing force makes the earth to shake, causes earthquake. Now the second one is tectonic earthquake. This means, before the continents were shaped, before the continents came into shape, like we are now reading in the beginning of the chapters, we read about Asia, we read about Africa, we read about America and all, no? So what happens, that before this the continents got its shape, these continents were rifted, they were separated, or they were dispersed in the form of big land masses. With the graduate movement of gradually the movement of the earth, these continents, they came nearer, and they were just shifting. They were coming nearer. Let me explain to you. Suppose this is earth, and one continent was here. So one landmass was here. Gradually, with the movement of the earth, this one and this one were coming closer. And a point of time came when this both collided. This one came here, this one came here, they collided. Collision, they just struck each other. And when there was no more, due to the further movement, there was no more further movement, they began to shake, they began to tremble, or they began to make the force which began to shake the land, and thus it caused earthquakes. The people who study about earthquakes are known as seismologists, and the study regarding the earthquake is known as seismology. Now there are 2 or 3 terms regarding this one. One is focus and the other is epicenter. Epicenter. Focus means the place, whether from the interior of the earth or interior. It does not happen that the earthquakes happen in just on the land. Earthquakes happen inside the sea also, on the seabed. So the focus is the main center. Suppose this is the land, this is the focus. From here the movement has started. Epicenter, the point. Suppose I am standing right now here, and very deep below the earth, their movement and disturbance has started. And when the earth began to shake or makes ripples means waves, this is known as the epicenter. Means the nearer place to the focus of the earthquake is known as epicenter. And 2 of the very much famous earthquakes. One of the famous earthquake recently, just I was going through YouTube and I saw it, is the Gorkha earthquake, or the earthquake which happened in Nepal. And ask your parents to show you. And I will also include it in this video, and you can see it. So earthquakes, they literally cause heavy damage. Just human beings, they put in all their money, their savings and earnings to make a beautiful house. Just everything they take, they just ask loan, they borrow from relatives, and everything they put in to make a beautiful house. And just one fine day, the earth shakes and everything turns into rubble. Is very pathetic, very painful. So, and even many people die. The slabs they collapse under the buildings, 20-storied buildings, 25-storied buildings. They just tremble and they just fall like deck of cards, and many people are crushed under it. So earthquakes are very fatal, and it's very dangerous. An earthquake is the sudden rolling or shaking of the earth's surface caused by movement below it. You can make out an earthquake when there are vibrations, shaking, and sometimes displacement of the ground. The movement of tectonic plates in the Earth's crust causes them. These plates do not always move smoothly and can get stuck, causing a build-up of pressure. It is when this pressure is released that an earthquake occurs. The underground point of origin of the earthquake is called the focus. The point directly above the focus on the surface is called the epicenter. The area most affected is where tremors are felt the most. Many effects of earthquakes can be avoided by taking precautionary measures like better construction, safety systems, early warning, and planning. The occurrence of earthquake cannot be predicted, although scientists are working on it. Earthquakes, which are more likely to occur in some places than others, are called earthquake-prone areas by seismologists. The study of earthquakes is known as seismology. Japan tops the list of earthquake-prone areas. People in Japan have adapted themselves to face frequent earthquakes by making wood houses which are safer. The government also follows strict rules and regulations while constructing buildings, keeping in mind the safety of its people. The Nepal earthquake in 2015, also called the Gorkha earthquake, is considered to be one of the world's most severe earthquakes in recent times. It struck near the city of Kathmandu in central Nepal on 25th April 2015. Now children, let us know about volcanoes. Volcanoes, many a time you must have seen in your book also, you see in the page number, this one, 91. It is like the shape of a mountain. Volcanoes are categorized in three categories: active, dormant, extinct. means, first let me explain you what is volcano. Now volcano means the interior of the earth is in a liquid form, is molten. It is melted form. Molten means melted form. It basically comprises of the main composition of interior of the earth is iron. Then what happens? I just told you, as the vessel, when the water boils and the lid of the vessel start to tremble, such the interior of the molten part of the interior of the earth is known as magma. When it is inside the earth, it is magma. When it comes out of the earth, it is known as lava. Same thing. The liquid state of the molten rocks and minerals and iron and everything is known as magma when it is inside of the earth, and it is known as lava when it is spewed out of the earth, when it is out of the earth. So this molten material, when it is very hot, it searches a vent, it searches a hole from which it wants to come up. Just you must have imagined your pressure cooker. When the inside the dal or inside the curry, when it is ready, then it gains pressure, momentum, and the weight is there. From it, the gas and the steam, it comes out in pressure and makes a noise. But the magma, let us consider, this is a mountain. Here the molten material is there. It is searching for a vent, it is searching for a hole or a space, opening to come out of the earth. It is molten and it is just bubbling and it is putting pressure. And finally, when suppose here the crater, it is opening is there, the magma shoots up. Like the pressure cooker, the dal you have seen, no? Many times with the steam, the dal also comes out, and thus it is spewed out. It comes out and flows. It is not only the molten material which comes out, a lot of gases which is inside the earth, gas, ash, and a lot of chemicals, a lot of the molten material which is just bubbling hot, it comes out. So active means the volcano, this mountain, and this everything which is coming out, which is frequently erupting, which frequently erupts, which frequently spews the molten material, is known as active. Dormant means once in several years. Suppose this year the volcano is active and all the material is coming out, and after 50 years, up to 50 years, it is dormant. Dormant means still, but anytime it can burst, anytime it can burst open, or anytime the things can come up. But once it comes up, just to say 20 years, 25 years, 30 years, then it becomes active after a long time. It is known as dormant. And extinct means which was once a volcano, but now it is totally dead. Nothing will come out of it. Is known as dormant. And you won't believe, many cities are situated on the mouth inside of the volcano, extinct volcano. Many cities are situated on the mouth. Mouth means the crater. Here. I have given a small picture of a mountain, but on this mouth, many cities are situated on the dead volcano. So it is known as extinct.
A volcano is a vent or an opening in the earth's crust through which molten rock or lava, gases and ash erupt. In some volcanic eruptions, the molten rock, called magma, when it is underground, and lava, when it reaches the surface, flows slowly out of the vent. In more violent eruptions, lava shoots straight up and rock fragments are ejected in a great cloud of ash-laden gas that raises high into the air. It creates a hollow top called the crater. Fresh lava is believed to be about 2200 degrees Fahrenheit. It is red hot when it erupts and turns into grey or black as it cools down. A volcano can be active, dormant, or extinct. An active volcano is one that has recently erupted or is currently erupting. Kilauea volcano in Hawaii is the world's most active volcano. A dormant volcano is one that has not erupted for a long time but has the potential to still erupt. Mauna Kea is one of the 5 volcanoes on Hawaii's largest island called Hawaii. 2. It is the tallest volcano in Hawaii. An extinct volcano is the one that will never erupt again. An extinct volcano has not had an eruption for at least 10,000 years and expect